Hi everyone. Today we're going to do the Goan Meatloaf recipe. The Goan Meatloaf recipe, I think, definitely has a Portuguese influence. It is not similar to the traditional American meatloaf recipe, but you will see, bits and pieces of some of the ingredients used are similar. Usually it is, my mom used to pressure cook it, but I'm going to be baking it in the oven today. Growing up as a child, we ate meatloaf actually for sandwiches with butter on bread, and since my kids have been asking me, for cold meats, I'm trying to avoid it. So I thought, why not try out doing this recipe at home? So for the ingredients, I have 1 pound of ground beef, which is lean. I prefer lean, and then you would need half a pound of quarter pound of pork with a lot of fat, usually shoulder. I think you would have a good proportion of fat to meat ratio, but mine is little on the leaner side as well. So based on your taste and your preference, you can adjust. I had soaked with just a little water 2 slices of white bread, and I mushed it up a little bit. I have a tablespoon plus half a teaspoon of pink curing salt. This is the one I'm using. I bought it on Amazon and it said it was made in the US, so which is a good thing. 1 egg. I have here half a teaspoon of nutmeg powder and half a teaspoon of crushed black pepper. I'm going to use a bread pan or a loaf pan, and I'm going to be spraying it with some oil before I put my mixture in. Bake it in the oven at 350 for, I believe, between 40 to 50 minutes. I will update along the way, and the exact recipe will be in the comment section. So let's get started. So I'm going to be mixing my ground beef. Just mix up. It's really simple. You just mix everything together, put it in the baking pan and bake it. That's it. And then you want to leave it overnight, so that it cools down, and you'll be able to slice it, you can use actually the meatloaf recipe. Since you're using the curing salt, it has the pepper. You can make your own potato hash, you can make sandwiches, you can eat it as a typical meatloaf with some mashed potatoes on the side. So so the possibilities are endless. We also would take the cooked meatloaf, add a little of butter in it, mash it up, and spread it as a paste on toasted bread. So you can make variations once you make this meatloaf. So here I've mixed together 1 pound of ground beef, 1/4 pound of pork meat with fat. I just went a little leaner on both my meats. 1 tablespoon plus half a teaspoon of pink curing salt. That's to get that pinkish color, and like I mentioned before, it's got a taste somewhere between, I don't know if you guys have had corned beef, then it's kind of corned beef and salami, but in Goa the salami is not as dry as the Italian salami, and it has a very strong taste of pepper. Half a teaspoon of nutmeg powder, half a teaspoon of coarse ground black pepper. I added another extra pinch. I just like black pepper. So based on your preference. 1 egg, 2 slices of white bread soaked in water, and you squeeze out the water and then just mash it. So I've mixed all of this together. I have sprayed my bread pan with some olive oil. I'm going to add this mixture. I'm just waiting for my oven to heat up to 350, and then I'm going to bake it for between 40 to 50 minutes. I'm going to check on it. I'll give you the exact time once it's baked. So here I have it. I've pressed it down nicely, into my pan. My oven is ready. I'm going to put it to bake. So here's my Goan meatloaf. It's actually very, very similar to corned beef. It tastes like corned beef, The ingredients are the same as corned beef, but in Goa we call it as a meatloaf. I baked it in the oven for about an hour 15 minutes till the internal temperature was around 165. and drain out all the liquid. Obviously, it's not a moist meatloaf. It's pretty dry and dense, because Goans use it mostly for sandwiches, or to eat it as a side with rice, because that's what we eat. I love making sandwiches with butter, and since I've used leaner meats, I did not use as much as fat in my meatloaf as compared to most people would, and I use leaner beef as well. So I hope you enjoy my recipe. Down in the comment section I'll have the directions and the measurements used for this meatloaf. I hope you enjoyed it. You can check out more recipes on www.goanwiki.com, and you can also look for Goan spices if you live in the US on my website www.goanimports.com. So hope you enjoyed it.